5 opposition candidates in the DRC have rejected the extension of the elections and have called for a rerun. The elections across Africa's second largest country were disrupted yesterday by delays in delivering election kits and malfunctioning equipment in several areas. People also struggled to find their names on registers, while violence caused chaos in other areas. Congolese election disputes often spark violent unrest with potentially far-reaching consequences. SABC News correspondent Chris Ocamringa joins me live now from Kinshasa. Chris, thank you so much for your time. What then becomes the impact of this rejection of these results?
Well, the impact is likely going to be an outbreak of protests in the Democratic Republic of Congo, because some of these opposition candidates are the leading ones in this race. We have Martin Fayulu, who stood in the 2018 election, and Dr. Denis Mukwege. These are very popular candidates, especially in the east and western parts of the DRC. So this declaration by them about rejecting the outcome of the elections and calling for a rerun is going to have very far-reaching implications regarding the peace and stability in the DRC. They have said that the decision to extend the election by one day that was taken by the head of the Electoral Commission is illegal. The Congolese constitution clearly states that the election should be held in one day. So they're saying the Electoral Commission head does not have the powers, to do what he has done. So they're saying they do not recognize this activity, and there will definitely be a legal challenge.
And one can only imagine what then that means, as you've just explained it to us. But day one saw quite a lot of issues, and we were talking about it here on the show yesterday, looking at some of, what has been happening in different parts of the country. I wonder, how has day two then progressed?
Well, day two has also had some irregularities, especially in eastern DRC. One of our colleagues who's covering the election there saying that many of the people who missed out on voting on Wednesday went to some of these polling stations early in the morning, hoping that, the Electoral Commission officers would be there with all the materials, but they were not allowed to vote. So there has been a lot of complaints, especially in eastern DRC. People are saying that the Electoral Commission did not fulfill its promise of allowing them to vote because they missed out on the first day. And we have seen some polling stations in Kinshasa where people were just counting votes. There was no more voting. So there is certainly a lot of unease. There's agitation among voters in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Many of them are just waiting for the provisional results to be declared on the 31st of December, and then from there they will decide the next course of action. But from what we're seeing, many political commentators are saying that it's not a good sign for the DRC. One opposition candidate described this as the electoral fraud of the century. I mean, those are very strong words coming from the Democratic Republic of Congo. So we are waiting to see what will happen, what will unfold after December this year.
So while officials and analysts are watching this with keen interest, and some of the opposition parties as well, I wonder what are the voters saying then on the ground? What are their hopes?
Well, many voters, you see, have been regarding this election as very crucial because of the numerous challenges that they have been facing. One is poverty is very widespread in this country that's endowed with a lot of natural resources: gold, diamond, uranium, cobalt. Some of these resources are used for, making electric, rechargeable batteries for electric vehicles, which are on high demand right now, with the shift from fossil fuels to renewable energy. So Congolese are wondering why they keep staying in this state of poverty despite all the wealth that they have. That is number one. The other issue is the insecurity in eastern Congo. They have been really eager to vote for a new leader who's going to unite this country and end the conflict there. The M23 rebels have captured so many territories in eastern DRC. That's why quite a number of people turned up to register. This year there were 43.9 million people who registered, which is much higher than the voter turnout, the registration that happened in the previous election cycle in 2018. So when this, delays and the technical problems happen, it really disappointed very many people. They're very frustrated and they want answers. That is why the opposition members are saying they cannot accept the outcome of this election. They want a rerun before, this country, explodes into chaos.
Chris, thank you so much for giving us that update as we continue then to monitor the story through your eyes as well. That is SABC News correspondent Chris Ocamringa coming to us live from Kinshasa.